WWE 2k23 MyGM mode is the most fun and workable mode in the game. And today I'm going to show you everything you need to do to make it the greatest mode of all time. We fixed universe mode, we fixed rivalries, but general manager mode, a lot of players don't play it. And I don't understand why, because it's the best mode, the most fun mode, the least amount of bugs, and it just works. Sometimes. But today we're going to take everything that doesn't work and we're going to fix it. And we're going to make you see that it's really awesome if you can sit and get into it. So let's get right down to what makes universe mode so buggy and what makes general manager mode so great. So if you've never played general manager mode, this is the video for you. We're going to go step-by-step guide of everything you need to do. And if you have already played the general manager mode, that's awesome. After today's video, you'll have all the tips and tricks you need to make it the most fun and immersive. And you want to make sure you hit that subscribe button, because this is a 3-part series. That's right, we're doing a trilogy this week on everything that general manager mode has. And this is part 1, and it's going to be the overview of general manager mode. So here is your main steps. You pick your general manager. Oh, big surprise. Wow. But it doesn't matter. Well, depending on what you're wanting to accomplish in this mode, it can. Every general manager has its own little quirks and things that make it great. Whereas in WWE 2k22, there was a front runner of this is the best general manager mode. With 23, it's really awesome because it's based on your play style of what you want. Having Xavier Woods and Tyler Breeze in does help, and his cheat code is insane if you're playing the general manager mode that way. But basically, general manager mode is straightforward. You're going to draft your superstars of roster. You're going to go up against other general manager modes. You can have 1 to 3 other GMs to go after. For the most pool of the roster to get everybody into this roster, use 4, because that gives you the biggest jump in all of them. So once you have your roster drafted, then you're just going to put on the best shows in the week. And the way general manager mode is set up at default is that you have a fighter versus a bruiser and a giant versus a cruiser. And ooh, it rhymed. Okay, cool. But no, it sucks that way, I think. It's horrible. I did this for 2K22, how to fix general manager mode. It is on the channel if you're still playing that game as well. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go to edit draft classes first. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a custom draft class. By going in here, you can set everything up the way you want. Who you want your heels and your faces to be. How much money you want them to have. What you want their overall popularity to be. Overall popularity, the higher you go, the more money it's going to cost. The lower you go, the longer it's going to take to build them up. But it makes it for a long-lasting mode. This mode is broke down into 25-week segments, where after 25 weeks, you are going to have to draft a new roster, and you're allowed to keep certain wrestlers based on if you did well with them, or if you lost, or if you won. If you completely lose, you get to keep more of your superstars. The better you finish on the card, the more wrestlers you get to keep. However, that's not always the best way to play, because this is a longevity mode. Just like Universe, it can go on forever. MyGM is played best when you're playing and looking 5, 6, 7 seasons down. And I mean, you play a couple weeks of match card when you're playing a couple hours, and then you go on. The second thing that makes it so cool is that outside of cutscenes, it doesn't have rivalry cutscenes in general manager mode. But you do get rivalry text based on how far in general manager mode you are, keeping your superstars happy. Random things happen, which is really cool. And you can set up the match cards just the way you would set up your universe mode. And then you can actually play the matches. Do matches have an outcome on your star rating? A little bit. It actually does this year. We were conditioned that in 22 it didn't matter. You could play the match, not play the match, and it didn't matter. This year it matters just a little bit based on how many finishers, signatures you pull off, and if you pull off top rope moves, almost like the star rating in exhibition mode, but you don't get as much points for it, which I find very interesting. But So you don't have the fighters and bruisers and cruisers and everybody else. What you need to do is go ahead and go into that special edit draft class and create your own custom draft class. And you want to change everybody to specialist all the way down the card. You change everyone to specialist. It takes 5-10 minutes because there's a lot of wrestlers, including all of the local talent. And if you're looking for the local talent, I do have a video on the channel that shows you every local talent, what they are, who they are, why they are. It's a tongue-in-cheek video. I thought it was funny. Let me know in the comments below if you've checked that out. However, once you change everybody to specialists, then you're no longer put in a box of who you can and cannot use in general manager mode. If you want Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, awesome. If you want Rey Mysterio versus Cruz del Toro, cool. You won't be penalized for it. It gives you open range of what you can do. With being able to set up rivalries with triple threat fatal four-way matches, they count now. So you can go through and you can have all kinds of chaos fun, build your rivalries up, have crazy matches, and it works together in a nice little package. However, that's not everything you could do in general manager mode. The ultimate goal is to be the best GM, to win the GM mode award and get more fans, get more money. However, the way the general manager ranking system works this year, it's all about Hall of Fame trophies. That's what actually calculates. I've won general manager mode several times by having low fans and low money, but I had more GM trophies than I had anything else, and that's why I was able to win. Every time you load up general manager mode, once you go into it, randomizes who's going to be in. If you're using a custom draft class, it can be anybody on the roster the way you set it up. If you're using the default draft class, it pulls just a random slew of wrestlers every time you start it. But that's not all that's random. You do have objectives that you go through, and those are randomized too. Like put on 25 promos or put on 8 Hell in a Cell matches through your season. Every time you load, those are redone. If you go through and you don't like what you got, if these challenges are too hard, restart the mode. If you don't like the wrestler pool you have to draft from, restart the mode, and you are able to craft exactly who you want general manager mode and what challenges you want to do. By completing these challenges, you are given player cards that actually work a lot better than they did in 22. They've added new player cards that were not there. This is not the old GM mode from, days past. It is a spiritual successor to, and I think it is a lot better. There are some things that the old games doesn't have, but the things that this game mode does have, it does work. If you put all of this together, it is absolutely a blast to play. But this has been a bit general overview of what you have to play in general manager mode. I think it's absolutely great. And if you're looking for part 2 of this video, we're going to look in how do we break it completely? How do you win every time? And how do you have the most fun possible? So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on part 2 coming. Remember, make life a beach. We'll see you on the next video.